Exposing scams and ripoffs, KATU News is on your side.
It's Tuesday, April 29th. Coming up live on The View, we're giving the viewers what they want. An entire show full of hot topics like only the ladies can give them to you. From Elizabeth's big screen debut with McDreamy, to whether last night's on-air injury on Dancing with the Stars will force one contestant to bow out, and why Miley Cyrus's parents are fighting back about their daughter's steamy photo shoot. Plus, Newt Gingrich is sitting at the table and telling you why he thinks Reverend Wright is deliberately derailing Obama's campaign, and why you can't count any candidate out yet. All that and more coming up on Season 11 of The View.
To an entire full show of hot topics on The View. And we are starting with an eye-opener. A dad who took his 7-year-old to a baseball game and accidentally gave his son Mike's Hard Lemonade, which is 5% alcohol, and then he lost custody of the boy. Now, the father said he had no idea they even...
He gave one lemonade to the child and lost custody?
Yeah, and he said he had no idea that they'd even made lemonade with liquor in it. You know, I think, you know, the use of alcohol at sports events is a little overdone anyway. I think they need to tone that down.
You think they should ban it?
Well, they have a last call towards the end of the game.
Not ban it, but maybe you can't have 7 beers.
Right.
Maybe you can only have like 2.
Like you get them stamped on your ticket or something.
But certain things you need alcohol to get through, like sex, for instance. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, but that's at home. But that's at home.
Yeah.
At home, yeah, you need alcohol for sex.
You don't need hard liquor for no sex, girl.
No, but how do you think all these girls get pregnant? They drink and then they say, okay.
They lay down and,
but I didn't know that there was liquor in. I just found out a couple years ago that there was liquor in lemonade because I don't drink. But I know it's
Mike's Hard.
Yeah, Mike's Hard.
Yeah.
The word hard. They were in trouble before because the packaging of it. They were saying it looks like fun. You know, it almost looks like a kid
I can't
could
believe
drink
that
it.
you give your child lemonade that has a little liquor in it and you lose custody?
People give their kids a glass of wine, don't they?
Do you think he would have lost custody if it was a woman? You know, and if it was the mom.
You know what? I think so. I think because we have become such a strange nation in many respects, where it's like, oh, I saw what you did, I'm calling somebody.
Yeah, right.
And that's what happens, you know, and suddenly there it is, you know, you make a mistake and you can't clean it up.
Do you really think that alcohol, I mean, look, I spend pretty much half my winter
for 2 days, I'm sorry.
Right, in the fall and winter at a football game where everybody's, you know, kicking back with the beer, and quite frankly, they kind of need it to keep warm during the snow. But I think, you know, I don't think that the alcohol should ever be banned from the stadiums. I think people are there having a good time. I think people who maybe abuse it and act obnoxious should be banned from the stadium, but not the alcohol itself.
You know, we have our season tickets to the Clippers, hubby and I, and he drinks beer, and he's fine. But one time we had to sit in the nosebleed section where they were just drinking, and the guys were cursing, and it was just like we had to say, come on, you know, the kid is around, can you stop?
But the father saw the thing said hard. Doesn't it say hard in the word?
I don't know, I've never drank it.
Hard liquor, hard lemonade. It's a clue.
And
also, they should advertise that it's liquor.
Wait, you give the kid the drink,
Yeah.
and you're with the kid, you know, and the kid goes, who knew? Someone next to you is picking up the telephone.
All of a sudden, the kid was doing
I just have to
karaoke.
say, you know, I did Good Morning America for 2 days, and I love that show, and I love the people. But oh boy, how I miss this kind of stuff, you know? So, good to be home.
Good to have you back.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of sad, you know, because we see it, you know, people cannot hold their alcohol. No. I go to games and, you know, people are just, hey, your mother's, and I'm thinking, what are you doing?
I know.
Stop.
It's hard to talk sense to them,
who
too.
turns him in. I mean, everybody.
If you're Joy, because Joy turns everybody in.
No, only in the car. Only in the car.
Wait a second. I am not a snitch.
No.
You see somebody in a car driving.
Snitching, whistleblowing, yes, but not snitching.
Okay, so I take that back. But somebody like you, because I listen to you all the time, if you saw a man giving his kid Mike's Hard Lemonade, would you say something?
I would say to him, do you realize that there's liquor in there and your kid is 7 years old? That's what I would say.
But you wouldn't call the authorities.
Not yet. If he started to be abusive to me, I would. Because that happens.
If he gave him another one.
Or if he said, mind your own business, then I'd have to call the cops.
Right. Then you need backup.
But I thought it was, I think it's a little extreme, you know, to take the child away for 2 days. I'm sure, you know, unless the boy says, you know, I always drink Mike's at home.
Yeah, you know, kids always tell, you always got the kids telling the family business, so you could have said something.
So maybe that's why they let him out, because it's like, my dad made a mistake. He usually gives me bourbon. I'm kidding. And you know who could maybe use a drink today? That gentleman, Christian de la Fuente.
Christian de la Fuente. He was on he was on Dancing with the Stars, and I was just with him this weekend. He was fine.
That's what happened.
Yeah, because during the pictures I was jumping all over him. I mean, it's Christian de la Fuente. I mean, just
Did you make him lose his focus?
I jumped in his arms. I know that, but he was doing.
Is he?
He is one of the contestants on Dancing with the Stars.
Who is he? Why is he?
He's this Spanish.
Why is he a star?
He's a Spanish soap star over in Spanish, and Spanish soap star in Spanish. He's an international film star. He's fine. I don't care. He's gorgeous. But he was dancing his partner with Cheryl Burke, and he was dancing with her. They were doing like a samba or something, and he went to grab her, and he pulled.
Wait, we have it.
Oh, we have a clip. Yeah, watch this. Oh.
Quiero bailar, quiero disfrutar, quiero bailar, mueve lo que mueve lo para gozar. Quiero bailar, quiero disfrutar, quiero bailar, mueve lo que mueve lo para gozar.
And he
I didn't
pulled.
realize that.
He had a spasm.
Yeah, it's like
But
a
I
spasm.
didn't know you could get, I mean, you know, I know back spasms and leg spasms. I didn't know that you could get a spasm here. And he's,
Anywhere there's a muscle.
Any muscle.
yeah, until they took him to the
They
hospital
took him
and
to
they're
the
doing
hospital.
tests.
Yeah, so hopefully, because it's so critical now, any little thing can get you knocked off the show. So I'm hoping that that's not the thing that gets him knocked off.
But that happens. I mean, you look at any, you know, sporting event or race, you know, look at the Olympics, sometimes injuries happen.
But it seems like on Dancing with the Stars, everybody, like, I'm going to call this the new Marie Osmond. You know, because everybody is like, remember last season Marie Osmond fainted and it made her stay. I think something happened with Jane Seymour. It's like,
So he'll get the sympathy vote.
So he might get the sympathy
I thought at first
vote.
he was checking the time. I saw him go like this. I thought, is my dance over? I didn't realize
No,
it was
it
such a
was
serious
spasming.
injury at first. Oh, I know.
So you got to find an injury if you get on
ice it.
Dancing with the Stars. Like you got to like oh my heart.
Yeah, but you have to fall out if you do that. You can't say my heart. Oh, it's cool.
Yeah,
But isn't there news about Sherri on?
Isn't there news about Paula?
Well, I was just going to
Abdul?
say, Paula Abdul apparently wants to be on Dancing with the Stars, which irritates everybody because she's a brilliant choreographer. And they're supposed to be, Dancing with the Stars, you're supposed to be not professional dancers, right?
She said,
And yet, I'm sorry, there have been over the times that you guys have explained this to me, because I've only seen it once, you know, there have been other people with a lot of dance background and experience. So why not? Yeah, why not?
Paula says, I've never been a student. I've always been the teacher. I would like to be the girl in the dress and not lead. But it's still your choreographer.
Not fair.
She's a great dancer, for heaven's sake.
So, like, you know, so I'm on Dancing with the Stars. I can't dance.
But nobody.
But he's never taught. He's never choreographed. Paula teaches.
He was a dancer.
She choreographed George Michael's tours. I mean, this is a woman who's
Janet
incredibly
Jackson.
skilled at dance. To have her in there, I'm throwing the flag on that one.
But what about all the little teen boy pop stars who had all this dance training? I mean, it just seems like if you're going to do it for good, for one, you got to do it for
Drew
everybody.
Lachey was, you know, a little dancey before he came on.
They knock people like me out of the box because it's like, how do you compete against people who've had
go
You're
experience?
going to
whip
be
their
fine.
butts.
I gotta go
You're going to be fine. You're going to go on personality. You're going to get an injury. You're going to get your contest.
I gotta do like a dance and then miss up and go, oop, it was a brain fart. I didn't mean to do that. Like,
You might be a little young for the brain fart use.
no,
They could ride
I
an
still
ambulance
don't know
there.
why almost every day you beg them to put you on and they don't.
They will.
Maybe I don't have enough dance experience. But with Jeffrey, it'd be hard, too, because I talked to Marissa Winkower, who's doing extremely well, and she said you never see your family or your kids, and
It'd be a commitment.
Yeah. Or you could take him with you, and you could dance with your son as well.
And it's out
That'd
in
be
LA,
fun.
so you could,
Yeah,
you know,
do it.
take them on a trip
But
across
then
the
I think they
world.
want dance experience.
No, I don't think they want dance experience. I think they want somebody who's in LA. I think they want somebody who's in LA, and ABC probably said, do not put her on the show because that means we won't have her here on The View.
Yeah, and this is my
I'm looking at Joy throughout this, and you are looking like...
I don't watch this show so much, so I'm just wondering.
Where are you?
BlackBerry.
I want to know who you're dancing with at this very moment in your head.
Now, listen, the producers of American Idol say they're considering major changes to the show because they're worried about sinking ratings, asking fans if they want more stuff like banter from the judges or less Ryan Seacrest, and it's still by far the #1 show on TV. What are they worried about?
They're just over-evaluating it, I think, at this point. How many millions of people vote in all the time? They have all of America. More people voted in American Idol or they had more votes cast there than for the last election. I mean,
well, that's not hard.
Isn't that enough?
The primary debates are taking over the entertainment business, I think. Watching Hillary and Barack Obama seem to be more entertaining than watching Paula
maybe,
and
but they don't
Simon.
they may have the delegates, but they don't have the same ratings.
But if you know what, you bring up a good point, though, Joy, because with the debates, they kind of have taken a note from American Idol where they have people email their questions in to the candidates, and I think they kind of are just merging into one big thing. We can go one
Nobody's taking a note from American Idol. These networks, all of them, are because they care about ratings more than they care about the election, actually. That's my position on that one.
And nobody wants their ratings to slide because if they continue, even though they're still high, as long as they keep sliding, that means somebody else has a chance to, you know, Dancing with the Stars is #2. And that means that somebody has a chance to overtake you. So you always want it to go up, not go back.
See, I like #2. Yeah. I like #2 because you can either go up or not.
All right.
If you're #1, you're gripping to hold on. See, I like #2. You can groove.
Do we have time for me to say one more thing? Years ago, I did an interview with Bing Crosby, who said that he never took top billing. You never saw his name above the title, because if it was good, everybody said, wasn't he wonderful? But if it was bad, he never suffered. So you never see his name above the title. I thought that was so interesting.
That's why I have this job.
But your name's way up there, Whoopi.
Why? Because you're...
It's one of my segues. It's just one of my segues.
But we didn't get it.
Yes. Well, no one ever does. We'll be right back with more Hot Topics, because, you know, I'm out there.
All this week on The View, Tyra Banks. The hottest stars in daytime are invading The View to reveal the Daytime Emmy Award nominees live. It's singing superstar Gloria Estefan and her husband Emilio, and star of the summer blockbuster Iron Man, Gwyneth Paltrow. All that and more this week on The View.
When you're on treatment for rheumatoid arthritis, everyday things can still be tough to handle. Can you pull this? Fasten this? Grasp this? Oh, yes, I can.
We are back with an entire show of Hot Topics. And Barbara,
yes.
I just want to ask you about this because I heard that you do not drive, right?
No.
So why were you at the DMV?
The Department of Motor Vehicles?
Yeah, the DMV.
Okay. Yeah. So, as Joy knows, because she has been with me once when I was driving in Los Angeles, what was I driving?
You
a
drove
golf
in
cart?
LA, Barbara?
No, I drove a golf cart and I nearly killed everybody within 20 feet.
And it was only once that she went with you, right? Never
Well, she
again?
never would again.
I've never gone again in that golf cart. In fact, I won't even go near a golf iron.
It was Richard Lewis and me, yeah. Okay, so what happens is that wherever I have to travel, and I have to be traveling a lot in the month ahead, I have to use a passport, okay? Because I have no identification since I don't have a driver's license. So I'm always flashing this passport, and if I lose it, I'm in terrible trouble. So I heard that it is possible to get a non-driver's license. Yeah, but I didn't know that. I mean, you know, so I went the other day. I had done Good Morning America. So the point of this is I was all dressed up, the eyelashes, the hair, the whole number. And I went to the Department of Motor Vehicles, and there was a long line.
Did you
and
do
I
your usual pose when you take a picture, Barbara? Show
it's an awful picture.
Show me how you do it.
Do it.
Always. See, if you do, well, if you do this.
Go right in there, you know.
I want you all to do this, everybody, do this. No, come on. That doesn't look good. But if you want to look happy and, you know, you go.
Who told you that? Didn't someone tell you that? Who gave you that advice?
Pamela Harriman.
Yeah.
She talked about it. And look at Whoopi. Look how see.
Such a good time.
You gotta have your mouth all the way.
Yeah.
There she wouldn't be hard for us. Our mouths are open all the time. So what happened? So you went. Now you're saying you went. You yourself went to the DMV.
Yes, I mean, yeah.
Send somebody.
So no, you can't. I didn't. So I went, and I'm standing in line. I'm about 20th in line. Nobody asked for an autograph. Nobody said, "What are you doing here?" Nobody, nothing. So I came back and I was saying to Bill Getty, you know, wasn't that wonderful? You know, that kind of anonymity, and they all respected the fact, and nobody asked me anything. Right. And Bill said, because it didn't occur to them that it was you. They all thought, why didn't the mayor, you know, give her a special thing? What is she doing standing in line?
Oh, my goodness.
No, maybe it was because...
Is your passport too heavy to carry?
No, it's not that. I carry it everywhere. But if I lose it, I'm in
this just as easily.
No, but it gives me an alternate. It goes in my wallet.
She has interviews to do in other countries. If she loses the passport,
you know,
that would be
something happens.
No,
but
okay.
you know, it's another. You have both. You have your passport and your driver's license.
That's right.
I only had my passport.
Yeah, I got you.
So now.
So you now have an ID card.
I have an ID card.
Look at you, aren't you?
What do you think, Barbara? She got an ID card. Barbara got an ID card. Okay, she got an ID card. I'm thinking, well, first of all, at the DMV, everybody's like, you know, they got stuff to do. They never even look up. But also, too, that's a porno girl smile that you just threw. And I think you might have, you know.
How do you know it's a porno girl smile?
You know, from the ones that my friends have seen and told me about.
They're always going.
That's a
No. The woman who told me about this is a woman named Pamela Harriman, who men were supposedly all mad about her, and she was our ambassador to France. Yes. And every time I saw a picture with her, she wasn't crying, she was going, because it looked like, oh, I'm having such a
great time.
It wasn't.
And so, did you... I just saw Barbara's tongue.
You and your porno friends.
Let's sing on this one.
Now, speaking of
porno, where do you go from here?
Well, I'm going to go into the binky thing because you have some advice about the binky. Now, let me just bring everybody up to speed. Elizabeth's child, Grace, has a binky that...
Not anymore.
And they have weaned her. Actually, they didn't. They just took it from her, and then had to pay the price and sleep alongside her because she wanted her binky. So we all had ideas that what she should do. But now Sherri has something to say about the binky.
Well, you know, because the pediatrician told us about Jeffrey. I don't want to let the binky go because I had somebody say nobody ever got married with the binky in their mouth and never accepted
ran for
president with the binky in their mouth.
Because their mommy or the binky fairy took it away before they ran for president.
And it caused a very stressed out person. And I was like, I'll get him braces if he sucks. So, but the pediatrician told Jeff and I that you tend to treat your child still like a baby when they have the binky in their mouth, and they tend to act more like a baby, which I do. I carry even when I bring Jeffrey out, I put him on my hip, and so
because of his binky.
And they said you tend to attribute him with the babyish traits, and everybody was making me feel bad. I had my arms crossed because Jeff wants him to let go of the binky, and I said I don't agree. But we tried it this weekend. I'll bring in a video next week. He turned into a monster. I mean, Jeffrey fell out. He kept going, I want my binky, my binky, my binky. I want my binky, binky, please. And it was, and Jeff's just sitting there typing, and he's not, and I'm just like, my baby is crying. I just want to.
So what age do you take it away? When they're 12?
Before they can say
I don't have a problem with him being 4 and sucking that binky.
Here's what I'm learning. You take it away before they can say binky, so that when they're asking for something, you just complete ignorance. I don't know why you're asking for it.
It regulates their stress. They, a doctor told me one time that when we have stress, we bite our nails or we tap our feet, and for babies, that's how they.
It's a security.
It's a security thing. And I don't understand what is. People get so mad at me when they see Jeffrey with this binky. What is the problem?
That's
what I'm saying.
What's your own business?
It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks.
I had a binky.
You have to decide.
Then I had my thumb. My mama had a binky. I don't know if she ever sucked her thumb.
Yeah.
Binkies have been around since time began.
Well, who's it hurting?
It's not hurting anybody. That's my point. No, it doesn't. You know what? They will drop it when they're done.
When did they start? I mean, I always knew pacifier. When did it start being called a binky?
Well, I talked to Elizabeth.
Yeah, I heard other parents say binky, so I just started saying binky.
I'm not sure. I got it from the ancient Greeks called it a binky.
I don't know. you know, but I just find that, you know, this
is hummus first.
Been around for so long, and it doesn't seem to have really hurt anybody.
She will come up to Jeffrey and pull it and go, give me that binky.
Pop him in the eye. Tell him, don't touch my stuff.
Know what to tell you. Other than your doctor, if you consult with your doctor and they understand you, you're the mom, you decide when they need the binky and when they don't.
When they come up to you and they pull out the binky, give them your porno smile. Do it again.
With that smile, and more with that smile, and Newt Gingrich coming to join us at the Hot Topics table. We'll be right back.
Dancing with the Stars, the results live, ABC Tonight.
Tonight at 10/9 Central. The club is back in action.
Let's catch a killer. Awesome.
From best-selling crime author James Patterson. New cases.
Why didn't you shoot me? Why let me live?
This one was not so lucky.
New conflicts.
You're not gonna help me. I could be disbarred.
New romances.
Are you a good detective?
I'm better at my job than I am at this.
Women's Murder Club. All new episodes start tonight at 10/9 Central on ABC.
Literally.
Newt Gingrich may not be Speaker of the House anymore, but he still knows how to speak his mind. Please welcome author of Days of Infamy, my friend Newt Gingrich. Hello.
Great to be with you. Let me say, I don't know that I can keep up with this group today. You guys, that last segment, you guys were on a roll.
Is that book about the 8 years of Bush?
Days of Infamy. No, it's about an earlier time. But
Pearl Harbor. But talk
anyway.
Yeah, apparently this morning when you were on Good Morning America, you were sort of talking about Reverend Wright, and you said that you thought that he was sort of deliberately trying to damage Obama out of anger. And I've heard other people sort of allude to that. What did you mean?
Well, I went back, and if you read what Reverend Wright said yesterday at the National Press Club, you can't imagine some of the things he said being done without knowledge that would hurt Senator Obama. Because there are a couple of phrases in there where he's almost like setting up Senator Obama in a hopeless...
He's a politician.
Doing what a politician needs to do.
About, we really were praying in the basement before he announced, so even though he didn't let me be at the announcement, I was really at the announcement. He really can't distance himself from me because I'm still the pastor. You know, there were 3 or 4 places where it was like he was going out of, and then he went back to repeat some of his harshest and, I think, most factually false comments about America.
So what is it, incredible narcissism on the part of Jeremiah Wright?
Yeah, well, why would he try to hurt if he's trying to, I mean, just to get back to that, if he is trying, you know, to have more rights for black people, why would he deliberately harm the first candidate for black presidency? What is he mad at?
A good friend of mine, Vivian Berryhill, is the spouse of an African-American minister in Mississippi and has organized a nationwide organization of spouses of ministers in the African-American community. She sent me an email this morning, and she said, you know, after the show, she had watched us on Good Morning America, and she said, you know, if you look at Reverend Wright's hostility to people becoming middle class, in the sense that they were selling out the African-American community, she said it's almost as though as Senator Obama became more acceptable to white America, he suddenly began to peel away from being acceptable to Reverend Wright's version of America. And the Reverend Wright's investment is in a very, very deeply Afrocentric model. And he said this a lot. If you look at some of his sermons, I mean, he legitimately believes if you become a Bill Cosby, if you become somebody who's successful in mainstream America, you have deserted the community.
I don't know about that, Newt. I think that's kind of a big stretch. You know, I mean, I understand folks are upset, but I don't really think he's trying to hurt Obama. I think because he's not running, he doesn't care. He's not on Obama's time schedule. He's on his own. He is. I'm sorry. He is a man who said yesterday, listen, they said, why are you speaking out now? He said, because you've talked about my mother and her religious background and my daddy and his religious background, and I'm speaking out, and I'm speaking out now. He is not running for office. This idea that we keep going back to him, I find extraordinary, given the fact that we have had all kinds of strange preachers in our background as Americans.
I think it's important then to examine the connection between Reverend Wright and Obama, because this is something that some people say is irrelevant and other people say is extremely relevant to this election.
Well, look, I mean, I think we have explored it. I mean, I'm a little sympathetic to the idea of, okay, we got it. Now let's go to the next topic.
Well, you know, just FYI, I mean, everybody should know that McCain has said, I do not believe that Senator Obama shares Reverend Wright's extremist statements of views. McCain himself has said that. So can't we just put this to bed now and forget about Jeremiah Wright? He's just getting
he's still
airtime.
talking. But even Bob Herbert, who writes for the op-ed page for the New York Times and who is African-American, he says the same thing that you did. He said he is deliberately trying to hurt him. And it's just so interesting that, he would take the one candidate and try to undermine him.
The other side of it is, here's a moment where somebody who has been preaching his whole life now has a national stage. You know, he has a moment to deliver his message to the entire country, and
he did.
You can kind of understand why that would be a very powerful temptation. And I agree with the point that you said, that he's on a totally different clock. Yeah. I mean, he's on a clock of 40 years of being a minister, and he's going to give you his sermon and his views, and he actually doesn't care what the election clock is.
And also, he's been laying, he had laid low for a bit, and it never died down, and it was attacking him personally and hurting his church so he has to protect his church.
But he also said the things that he said.
The thing that he's saying, other guys, listen, we all know, as I said to you last week, Billy Graham at one time had very vicious things to say about Jewish people. This is a man who was the spiritual guy. He did apologize. But let us not forget that, yes, we have seen this before in our preachers. This is not new.
This man hasn't apologized, though. And also,
he has no reason to apologize yet.
No pun intended. No pun intended. Two wrongs don't make a right. I'm not saying that was right, what Billy Graham did, and I'm saying this is right.
But no one has said, you know, we've seen this before. Everyone is acting like this is the first time this has happened. You know, we've had this before.
I know. But can I say that the one thing that he said that I didn't really appreciate was that Obama is being political. Now, Obama is basing his campaign that he is really not trying to be political. He's trying to change the conversation about politics and rise above the lowbrow politics. Now this guy drags him down into that venue again, which I think is very sort of nasty of him. He doesn't have to say that.
He was fine with him for 20 years.
But if he wants him to win, he is an African-American man running for president. You know, why undermine the guy?
I think best friend for many years. Here's a guy who's also got a lot of personal pride. And he's saying, and he's also saying back to Senator Obama, you want to diss me? You know, I can get a pulpit. I can get a national venue, too.
He's also said some, I mean, these are things that have been said before. But when he says that this country deliberately caused AIDS in African Americans, did it deliberately, that this country brought on terrorism themselves, that Louis Farrakhan, who has really, you know, some of the most discriminatory things. Now, people have, I know that, people have done it before. But to raise it again in the most sort of, you know, declamatory and in a sense, you know, the kinds of things that we hope we done away with. The fact that it's been done before doesn't help the fact that this man who's a preacher, and I mean, this whole race is so, I don't mean race, but this whole race
what has happened, Newt, to free speech? It's free speech.
Right, and we're having it now, saying what he said is not okay.
And I'm being even more free than everybody at the table, because we're going to go and come right back with more with Newt Gingrich.
Good, let's keep it. Listen,
we're back with Newt Gingrich. Joy, you had a question?
I have a bone to pick with Newt. Right. May I call you Newt?
Sure. Okay. Can I call you Joy?
Yes, you may. I saw you on, I think it was Hannity and Combs, and you said the left wing of the Democratic Party, frankly, kind of admires American terrorists. They don't mind at all that Farrakhan is anti-Semitic. They shrug off Jeremiah Wright. Now, I don't consider Farrakhan and Jeremiah Wright terrorists. They haven't bombed anything. All they're doing is exercising free speech, which you may not approve of, but that is our right according to the First Amendment. Why do you put Jeremiah Wright Farrakhan in the same conversation with terrorists?
Seems like you separated them in there.
No, he did not.
You're right, for clarity's purposes.
Yes.
What I should have said is William Ayers, who is a terrorist, well, as late as 2001 said he was sorry he didn't plant more bombs.
Yeah, but that's free speech. Saying that is free speech. Planting
the
bombs
is terrorism. Plant more bombs is very close to the edge of free speech.
Okay. It's like yelling fire in a theater.
Yeah, like that would get you maybe arrested.
But, and by the way, as an example, Ayers just won election to a National Education Association in a campaign in which he listed his autobiography as a fugitive as part of his credentials. I mean, I don't think we should underestimate on the hard left, not most people, not 90% of the Democratic Party, but on the hard left there's a romantic desire to believe in these kind of people.
We should point out that people don't know who he is, because in the last debate, he had been friendly with Barack Obama, and it was another thorn in Barack Obama's side, and evidently they were friends years ago, just in case everybody doesn't know why we're talking about it.
Romance going on between the hard right of this country and Saudi Arabia, let's say?
No, in fact, the hard right of this country deeply dislikes Saudi Arabia as the source of Wahhabist funding. I mean, the hard right would say that Saudi Arabia is the primary funder of terrorism.
You know, I saw a picture of Rumsfeld with Saddam Hussein. I mean, he's considered the big terrorist of the decade, right? And yet he took a picture with Rumsfeld. That's one of your guys. So is Rumsfeld now considering
a picture from 1983?
Well, you're talking about Ayers from 1963.
Wait a minute. That's a little unfair, because if you say, oh, we can't draw the link between Senator Obama and Reverend Wright, but you can draw a link between, say, Cheney, did you just say?
No,
or Rumsfeld and Saddam Hussein from a picture.
Well,
you can't have it one way.
It's the same thing. It's not. Both things are ridiculous.
To draw that connection
Wait a second. Yeah. Franklin Delano Roosevelt and Winston Churchill were allies with Joseph Stalin to defeat Adolf Hitler, which did not mean they were pro-communist, okay?
Right.
We consciously worked with the Iraqi government to try to block the Iranian revolutionaries in the 1980s. I mean, this is a matter of deep public record. Yeah. This is not, you know, we weren't sneaking around in the back room. William Ayers was bombing the United States government. Well, I think there's a little difference.
According to Gingrich, the WMDs were in Saddam Hussein's country.
The fact that we have Newt Gingrich, who is usually such a prognosticator of the future, I mean, this is interesting.
But losing that ability right here on this show.
So let me get back to it, because I'd like to hear. We hear that Hillary Clinton can't get the delegates, can't win.
False.
Okay, that's what I want to know. Do you think that she has a chance, and who do you think is going to be the Democratic candidate?
I think Howard Dean is being shamefully biased in favor of Obama. Two examples. Senator Clinton, as of right now, has actually gotten more votes than Senator Obama. You just count the votes of American citizens. She has more votes than Obama, yet but because he won a lot of caucuses in small states where there were very few votes, he has a few more delegates. Second, I don't understand how they're going to have a convention in Denver without having Michigan and Florida vote. And interestingly, Michigan's primary is August 5th, so they could easily add the presidential ballot with no cost to the taxpayer on August 5th. Florida's is actually August 26th, but how are you going to have a convention and have the fourth biggest state in the United States not there?
Okay, who's the candidate?
Who's the candidate?
Run, because they weren't, I mean,
no,
it was only
that's why they should revote him.
Who's the candidate?
Yeah.
As of today?
Yeah.
I think Senator Clinton.
I think so, too.
I
have great respect for just your knowledge of history and your ability to kind of bring it in and be so relevant in the present. And your book, Days of Infamy, deals with something that happened a long time ago, Pearl Harbor, but you say it's still quite relevant now, so I want to hear it from you.
It's relevant at two levels. First of all, because it teaches you about command and about the importance of the right people. Yes. And I would argue if you go back to 2003, if we'd had the right choices in Iraq in 2003, we'd be radically better off today. And that's a study in command. Yeah. Yeah. Second, it's important because it teaches you to think about history. The reason I write active history is I am so tired of young people saying to me, my class was boring, I had to memorize all this stuff, it didn't make any sense. I don't want people to learn a string of facts that don't matter. I want to say to them, put yourself at that point in time, learn how to make decisions, and recognize that your life is someday going to be history too.
Yes.
And nothing is better for young people than to read biographies and to learn about these things and say, okay, I'm now making decisions that are going to affect my life. And so we decided to write novels because we thought you'd get more people to voluntarily read novels than read textbooks. And we thought we could get them engaged in both in Pearl Harbor and in Days of Infamy, in learning about the Pacific, learning about China, Japan, India. These are really important to us. That's why we did it.
It's great.
Too bad you didn't write it sooner. We could have avoided a whole bunch of stuff. Thank you, Newt. to be sure, make sure you get the new book, Days of Infamy. It's really quite good. I have read it. We'll be right back with even more Hot Topics.
Thank you.
Elizabeth, you may have discovered a whole new career in the movies, honey.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Last time, I don't know. I think I'll be keeping my day job, hopefully, Barbara. I had a teeny little cameo spot in the movie Maid of Honor with Patrick Dempsey, and it's a really fun, McDreamy, and it's a really fun movie. Actually, has some guy humor. We have the clip.
Oh.
And I am just so thrilled you purchased this program. And I'm proud of you because it shows that you're not happy being just an ordinary friend and loved one. No, you and I are going to work together to make you the perfect maid of honor. When we're through, you'll know everything there is to know about dresses, crockery, nuptial etiquette, and pleasing your bride. And remember, whether it's helping with the seating chart or giving an opinion on the cake, the perfect maid of honor is with her bride every step of the way.
Yeah.
I had to help him be the perfect maid of honor. It was so much fun to do.
At the premiere?
I was so nervous. I grabbed Tim's bum and I think he has a bruise on his side. I was sweating. I was nervous.
You should have given him a binky.
I should have given him a binky. I don't know how you've gone to so many premieres and not been sick to your stomach. I found it quite
Survivor. It's not got to be easier than that.
No, there's nothing as traumatic as seeing your face that big, you know.
It is a little, yeah. But the first time I saw it, I thought, I'm never doing this again. Never ever. And then I did it 50 more times because that's the kind of girl I am. But Sherri, you've made a discovery too, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm saying this is very hard, but I want to be held accountable because I do have diabetes, and I've been really trying to eat healthy and lose the weight. But I've been going to a place called Pinkberry, which is this, it's this new craze. It was touted as this yogurt, and it's really, really good. And they said that it was non-fat and all natural. And I've been going to Pinkberry twice a day. Eating this yogurt now,
thinking it's healthy.
Thinking it's healthy, but not blaming Pinkberry. It's me. A little cup is like it says it's like 10 grams of sugar, 10 grams of carbs. But I've been going twice a day, eating a large cup, which is 30 grams, 33 grams of sugar, 33 grams of carbs, and I've been going twice a day. And I started getting a large and a small, and then I found out, and I'm addicted to it. And I found out inside of it is sucrose, fructose, and dextrose, which for a diabetic is so hard. And I'm really addicted because I'm out here by myself. I can't eat. I'm an emotional eater, so I've been eating this yogurt. And I sat there, and as I was stuffing my face, I just said, oh my gosh, I don't want to have a stroke. I don't want to, Jeffrey is my main thing. And so I'm telling people, because if you see me at Pinkberry, I really want you to, let me take that back. Let me take that back, because I'll get mad if you get in front of my face. But I just, hopefully by saying something,
Well, maybe Pinkberry should put your photo up there, and then like a wanted poster.
With the little X on my...
Some people,
do not serve
some people have to ask people to help them not smoke. You have to ask people to help you give up yogurt, for heaven's sake.
Yeah, because, well, the thing about it is I found out that I'm an extremist, and I don't do it in moderation.
There are other yogurts that we could actually turn you on to, and maybe you'd find something that worked better for your system.
No fat, no sugar.
The Pinkberry.
Well, no, I'll bring you some new stuff.
Out the block
I'll bring you some new stuff. I don't play.
You call us. You need a lifeline. So why don't you, when you're thinking you're walking out your apartment going to Pinkberry, you call one of us, and we'll talk you down.
Because I walk there, closes at 11. I leave the house at 10:50 at night and go in my pajamas, and I'm getting this.
But Joy, you can talk about this on your other gig.
I have another gig tonight, yes. I'm on Larry King tonight, yes. Yes.
So we'll watch that. Now, can we do this? Can we? Huh?
Yeah.
Why not? Come on, let's do it.
What?
Okay. Oh my goodness, we actually have enough time. The Blue AirPod is a portable air purifier that is so compact you can take it with you wherever you go, and everyone in today's audience is taking one home with them today.
We'll be right back.
You're giving them 9s and 10s. Are you kidding me?
But tonight, someone will face the ultimate heartbreak.
I could be up for elimination.
Dancing with the Stars, the results live tonight, 9/8 Central on ABC.
Could this treasured work of art be hiding ancient secrets in plain sight? Friday, see inside the Sistine Chapel like never before. Was Michelangelo sending a coded message? The Secrets of the Sistine Chapel. Friday at a special time, 8/7 Central.
We just have time to say, take a little time to enjoy the view.
An all-new Women's Murder Club, tonight at 10/9 Central on ABC.